regardless of what they want from mid. Just makes it so hard to fight.
Yeah.
Now you can zone and focus the tombstone, but that is later on. And if you're Undying, you're not looking to just sit around until Naga hits 6. You want to take the fight to Fnatic here off the bat.
10 seconds remaining.
That's for Fnatic's last pick. If it is going to be a support Naga, they are still looking for that offlane selection for a higher. Broodmother is still an option, and
Ew. It's good here, though.
There's a Spirit Breaker charge, but by no means is that... You don't say, like, oh, they've got Spirit Breaker, Brood's unpickable. No. This is looking like a good Brood game.
They do want a Space Creator. Even though Brood generally farms, she opens up the map for these two.
It's slightly on the... Not necessarily greedy, but gives you a third farm-dependent hero with Queen of Pain and Shadowfiend, but... As
far as offlaners, there's an Axe out there, Centaur, some less commonly played initiators. The go-tos, the Clock, the Tusk, the Shaker are gone, though, so you got to think outside the box here if you want that type of hero.
Yeah. So see what the Fnatic's last band's going to be in there. Got to be thinking about the mid lane if there's... TA mentioned is a possibility. Otherwise, we'll have to see what kind of QO options are out there. Razor, okay, that makes sense. The Razor and the Viper are two, which are just strong, stable mids. But the question is whether or not it's not really a QO style of mid hero.
Ember Spirit, Storm.
He used to play a lot of Ember Spirit.
Storm maybe. You are up against the Lion.
Yeah. I could see Storm being a possibility. It's at least...
Ember doesn't do well against Shadowfiend, but if you want to support him a lot, then that's a possibility. I feel like it's likely to be one of those two at this point.
And there's the Brood ban, so no shenanigans this game from Ohio. Let's see what Fnatic
I would love to see
that
old in Ohio's Nature's Prophet. I don't think it fits here at all, but...
That was always fun to see.
Against Spirit Breaker, it's a disaster waiting to happen.
Haven't got too... Oh, they've got a decent amount of reserve time left, so they can think through their options here as far as what they want to do. And they could consider the core Naga if they really wanted to, but...
It's so greedy.
Yeah.
You've got 3 heroes that are literally like vacuum cleaners. Yeah,
I was about to say Earthshaker could be a possibility. That's a really like you've got Queen and Pain SF, you've got enough. Like you can pick a kind of more utility offlaner. Like you could have like the Yoki style Sand King even, but.
Yeah, I'm feeling like Sand King, Axe, or Centaur. Those are the 3 that come to mind. And less conventional, what do you have? Legion Commander seems also on the greedy side and just not that strong right now in general.
And we'll find out soon enough.
The offlane Riki that Mushi is known for banning first phase.
Centaur.
There's a Centaur.
Ohio plays a lot of Centaur, and this is something he's...
Ember or Storm, I'm expecting here.
No TA? No TA possible?
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like they have so much control for TA this game. But it is...
The same can be said, like, that applies against a Storm too, I feel. Or at least...
less so. Only the Hex, really. Lina. Okay. That's something we mentioned earlier, but kind of got drawn away from. And hey, it worked for their brothers in MVP Hot 6 yesterday. Let's see.
Give some... Maybe some damage output that they were lacking. Like, they've got a really good team fight around the Tombstone. It's just going to be all about securing those kills. And Gyrocopter doesn't want to go running in too deep until he has that BKB. Fighting into Lion disables, Finger, Queen of Pain burst, SF burst. They want to have that long-range DPS, which Lina can provide them.
I really love these MVP lanes. I feel like they should be super strong through the first 6 to 8 minutes here. Centaur, not strong in the laning stage. Certainly not going to do well against Gyro. Shadowfiend can be punished by Lina 1v1, let alone if he gets charged. And even in the safe lane, sure, Queen of Pain's a good laner, but you got to worry about the charge, the Tombstone, maybe even the Dazzle is moving through that lane at some point for Fetty. They have potential here, gods, for MVP to win all 3 lanes if they play this right.
Yeah.
And they're going aggro. KP's already got the Rain of Protection, and he's running bottom, it looks like.
Very powerful heroes. I like what MVP Phoenix are pulling out here. Early ward can be planned by Ohio up top, though. He TP'd for this and everything, so didn't even spend all his money, just wanted to get up as fast as possible. And he's not going to actually block the pull, but also just to try and figure out what MVP are going to be doing with their lanes, if it is going to be this aggro trial lane. But
that's a good point, and it's very important intel, given that they have so many options. They can run some dual lanes, they can go aggro try. Just endless possibilities, really. But with that, we get underway. Could have a big level 1 clash. KYXY's blink already. little bit of trouble. They can charge him, but they have to be careful about what's lurking behind. Just chucking out a decay.
Yep. And he blinks to it. If he gets charged, he can just blink to the tower as well. So they get the scouting information.
You are not fighting this if you're Fnatic.
No, they're
just playing footsies, but they're not going anywhere near this.
They're hoping for vision. Center actually rotating down as well. We'll have to see if they look to change their lanes.
I think even 4v5 MVP can't fight this unless someone gets caught really out of position.
They're getting free hits off on Febby.
Oh, that's the 4 heroes done. That might be the opportunity. There's the charge the other direction. Febby almost dead. The backstab. Ohio does club him with the axe. He gets the kill, but Nuts looks for the trade. That's a 2-hero raise. How the hell is Fnatic winning this fight? KP trying to do what he can with the Rocket Barrage, just not quite enough, but Nuts is clobbering everyone. Queen of Pain blinking away, but March on the hunt. He gives up on the charge. 2 for 2, but a first blood for oh, actually MVP got it.
Oh, Mushi's still in trouble.
And he wanted the bounty rune. He's just going to run in and feed for that. That was not worth it.
Oh.
Well, MVP actually got the first blood, as it turns out. I thought it went the way of Fnatic there. But, oh no, who got it?
It was Fnatic. It was the Centaur.
It said the gold swing went the other way. I'm not really sure why.
So really, MVP definitely the stronger level 1 fight, but Fnatic just kind of slightly outplayed them. They got some free right clicks off on the Dazzle. They hit a 4-hero Riptide with Naga Siren, a 2-hero Impel. They were the ones getting the jump and initiating.
It was more than a 2-hero Impel. It was 3 or 4.
It was huge.
They just got caught in this like little choke point. I feel like if they just ran at Fnatic, they would have been the ones to crush that fight. But the backstab Centaur first blood is not something you expect. That's for sure.
So Fnatic can kind of stabilize off of this, and for them, I think they now can read the lanes well. They de-ward their pull camp as well. They saw where the Observer Ward went down, so their safe lane will go really well here. Even though they're against the Spirit Breaker Undying, they can use the pull camp, deny as much XP as possible, get farm, get some CS as well as some levels on their supports, and then go for kills once they get like a level 2, level 3 on the Lion and Naga Siren, and go from there.
And Mushi already has his bottle. He did rush it here. Got a CS pretty well against QO off the bat. Taking some heavy slave harass, but able to bottle his way through it. Even going in on QO, getting some free chops. Not something you generally want to allow. There's no mana after that skirmish, so no early charge available. The Riptide connecting on 2. And the support Naga seems pretty strong against this dual lane. 2 melee heroes. They want to be in your face, and you're pretty much guaranteed to hit both with the Riptide. As Febby, true to Febby form, is going for a courier snipe, and it's laden with an empty bottle. This is a courier for Febby. Give him another one. That's a dead bottle. And a sad Mushi.
You know, they were on point last game, ready for it, and micro the courier around, but Fnatic maybe just forgetting about it and getting a little overconfident. He even gets the rune deny as well.
And now he's getting some harass too. Febby's just spanking Mushi.
QO's running,
and QO's going to get him. He doesn't even have boots yet. This is an easy takedown with the slave follow-up. Mushi's going to pop. Well, he gets a free heal, gods. But that's about it.
Oh, you want your bottle for some heals? Here, just go back to base.
That's 2 very quick deaths for Mushi. The first one especially avoidable. Well, not the start you're hoping for from a Shadow Fiend.
Yep. So Mushi gonna have to be playing much more cautiously at this point here, and he'll TP back. Mushi very experienced and not someone who's just gonna go on tilt like maybe we've seen QO do throughout this tournament. He's just gonna come back, play defensively, try and farm up his basic just core tanky items, be it treads, Aquila, and just deal with... There's not going to be any kind of support rotations from Febby anymore. He's a Dazzle. He's just going to look to secure the safe lane for KP's Gyrocopter. He's going to pull, look to get some levels himself. So things should stabilize mid for Mushi, although he does need to be careful of QO's solo kill potential at level 6.
Mushi did buy his boots before dying, so at least he has those when he walks back to lane. And he will have the bottle in relatively short order. Only a minute to go before that will be available to him. Has to survive this small window, and you know, with the free fountain trip from the death, he has a decent amount of mana still to go.
Yeah, and the one threat to him is always going to be the charge from March, which for now it looks like you've already got the support to actually lurking around, protecting him, going for a kill.
They definitely want to have someone here if bottom lane's missing. But 2 means offense. Fnatic are looking for the jump.
They're going to run through the mid lane. They know that The rune just spawned and Lina was headed towards bottom to go grab it, so they get in a good position to get this flank and go for a kill on QO.
QO did meanwhile go bottom, and he grabbed the bounty rune, activates it.
Oh.
He's in a dangerous spot here, and he's running up the river into Kachikemba, who
they have
grabbed
to
the
notice,
invis.
he picked up the invis rune went missing under an observer ward, and QO not reacting.
Yeah, now he is, but too late.
Well, reacting to 2 heroes on top of him. That was maybe just a bit negligent as far as like watching what was happening, because they left the invis rune there for the Lina, and it disappeared. The only explanation there is that it's a smoked hero who picked up a rune. Or an already invis hero, but there's no one on Fnatic who has Shadow Walk or anything.
It was pretty funny. The Centaur walks over the rune. He's like, "I'll leave it," and then the Dazzle does the same, and Bebby says, "Okay, you can have it, Lina." And then nobody watches the rune.
Yeah.
They get it on the line and end up getting the kill. Well, that's gonna slow down this mid lane. QO almost level 6 though, and where Mushi has to be extremely careful. Level 3 Dragon Slave, 250 damage with the Laguna. You're looking at 700 before reduction. So if Mushi doesn't have full health, you just have to slave Laguna and he's basically dead. This is where you have to play very cautiously in this match.
His crew is respawned, so he'll pick up his wand and even the headdress there, so he gets some extra stats from all these little items, so he's looking to boost up that HP so he can survive this combo.
March is annoyed. He just tried to charge mid. Immediately the net from Johnny comes out, cancels the charge, but they're still fighting in the mid lane where Kachikemba found the stun, takes down Nuts on the tower dive. If that charge wasn't interrupted, that's a completely different engagement because they have a 2-hero stun most likely, and at the very least, they lock down the Shadow Fiend and pick him off. Just
great calculated play, too. They have that observer, they see it, but now here comes charge.
March not to be deterred by one stop charge. He goes for the second. That one works. KYXY, though, on the rotation, has the Blink Scream ultimate. QO's here with the stun. He whiffs it.
No.
And no mana for the ultimate. KYXY may end up dying to this. The charge not necessary. March ends up committing for it, but he's the tanky one who can survive this. QO quickly moves away as the Gyrocopter rotates in. This is where Gyro gets out of hand. A frantic stampede. Kachikemba runs back in, tries to take down QO, and sacrifices himself for nada. A triple freely fed to QO. And all of a sudden, the game opens up like a can for MVP.
So many of those kills were just free as well, like you said. Like the Queen of Pain trying to just man-fight the Lina there and just ended up going down. And then similar story with the Lion running back in. Then it was the Centaur who stampeded and went for the Lina as well. Like they get the one kill in the Spirit Breaker, and then he stampedes like, oh, I'm going to go for the Lina, but he's got a full damage rocket barrage on him. He could not hold on. Like he wasn't running away from the Gyrocopter. He was running towards the Lina while standing next to the Gyrocopter and just, whew, bottom lane now, March. He's gone in for some kills here. Johnny.
Tombstone, it's work, another decay pulling out 1 second. Should have Johnny, does spend his gold and drops to the decay. Meanwhile, they're diving the tower. Now March rotate as KYXY blinks to the north, looks for the retreat. There's the Nether Strike. Laguna disintegrates him, and that's another pair of kills. Gods, you know, casting Fnatic, and I think you called them, you actually called IG, I believe it was, the Cloud9 of the Asian scene, where one game they're amazing, the next game you just don't know what's going on with the team. I kind of feel the same way about Fnatic at times. One game they're beating Secret and just wrecking them, even from the laning stage onwards. And the next game, they're self-destructing for minute 1.
Yeah, this is been just that. I feel like MVP has played well. It's been good rotations, especially from March, importantly on the Spirit Breaker. And QO's had a really good performance on the Lina, knowing when to fight, but it's been punishing mistakes that shouldn't have happened.
Ohio does have the Stampede at the ready. He's able to scurry away from this north lane, but still takes a pounding. They're going to keep on pressing in now with Febby joining up with KP. Your charge, it's time to rotate on mid. Mushi, if he doesn't back off immediately, he's in danger. This charge is about to connect. They have the stun available. Don't have a Laguna for a little bit longer. He starts with a slave. Then he tries to follow up with the stun. It's a complete airball. QO got the order of operations wrong. Doesn't get the kill. If he stuns first there, that goes a bit differently.
Yeah, and Fnatic were going for a smoke top while that was happening, which they didn't really find anything with. They were forced to actually abandon Johnny from the Smoke King TP and mid defensively, so...
KP may be the target, though. Oh, there is a finger. Could have gone for him, but didn't quite have the range. Ooh, 15 kills in 9 minutes, but it feels like more. A lot of aggression, and to me, the big loser so far has been the Shadow Fiend of Mushi, who has already racked up 3 deaths, hasn't really gotten to jungle a whole lot. His CS is underwhelming at this point for a Shadow Fiend, and he's just been kept down in general. Not all his fault. They have put a lot of pressure on him, but it's working.
Mushi's still kind of on par with Farm. The bigger loser to me, Queen of Pain. This is a 2k net worth Queen of Pain from the safe lane. KYXY had the safe lane with support. His rotations have been disastrous. He's had 2 deaths. Well, the first one rotation mid, and then there was the time where after he respawned, he TP'd bottom and died again.
Stun finger onto March. Where's the tombstone? They already used the soul rip. Not very strong here in this particular engagement, but Mushi dies once more, soloed by QO in the mid lane. That's definitely worth it around the map, though. Not ideal. Looks like it was a close call, but that gives QO a completed Eul Scepter as soon as he can get the Sobi Mask finish, which is only 300 gold away, and then it's just free kills anytime he catches a hero, basically. Centaur should be able to survive that. Anybody else is a one-shot for the combo.
Well,
Lina could get out of hand really quickly here.
Oh yeah, this is looking like a good game for Lina, just to keep finding kills here. We'll see if Fnatic try and defend this, but
look who's getting charged.
Yeah,
again. It's poor KYXY.
He's found so little this game. Just the 43 CS
and they're leaving him, and they don't have a song. Stampede's on cooldown. KYXY is going to blink out. Does March still want it? Oh, he did, but he's not going to go for it.
Maybe scared him a little too much with that decay and the gyrocopter's positioning, but Centaur has a blink now. This is a very good timing.
Item. This is the item to get them back in the game.
So I'll have to see just a bit more refinement coming out from Fnatic with their ganks. They've gone for smoke ganks that have failed, Queen of Pain TP rotations, which have completely backfired. They have to be very careful about what kind of kills they go for.
Another charge. March again on the move. Johnny not level 6 yet. He gets hit once. There's the Nether Strike follow-up comes through from Nuts, who can drop the tombstone under the tower if he really needs to. He does commit it. And they'll get the Johnny kill again. 4 heroes dogpiling. Meanwhile, QO also on the run, has the Eul Scepter, continues to sprint his way out of here, and the charge is coming. This could end horribly for Fnatic. Kachika, but doesn't cancel it. Then they look good at Kachika. He doesn't get a single spell up. Bevy's next. The Eul set up on the Shadow Fiend. Where's the follow-up? The 2 hero stone comes out from QO, and he starts laying into them with auto attacks. A slave as well. March takes through it. Finally, KYXY will bring him down. But this Spirit Breaker of March just keeps on delivering. Every single kill, it feels like he's been the key hero in it. 1, 3, and 7. He's died a lot, but he's really given his team the space they need.
These deep wards just allow him to charge from so far away. You see hero like moving out towards mid lane, towards top lane. You can charge him constantly. You've got the vision. This mid ward between the T1 and T2 was just pinged out, so maybe Fnatic know where it is as Ketchik is headed that direction, but these wards have already paid for themselves, especially this mid lane one.
Continue to work on this tower mid, and they really want to fight it. No cooldown for a bit. Queen of Pain jumping in with the ultimate. Can't quite finish. QO gets Grave. Slave the other way. The last auto attack finishes him again. Like you said, God, it's a disastrous game for KYXY. QO will finally fall to the double edge of Ohio. It's big commitment. Now the cooldowns cool down. It's a bit of an airball, but they're still hunting onto Mushi. They nether strike him back into 4. Wow. He falls again, and Base Rush is just ruining Fnatic.
Yeah, QO could have even lived there if he should have used the center instead of himself, but obviously you're kind of just like making a split-second decision there, but even so, a great win for MVP. Just constant fighting with Gyrocopter, Spirit Breaker, Undying also in its prime.
Ohio looking for the combo plays. He gets the Blink Stun initiation. They're going to follow up here with the song. Nuts has no tombstone for 10 seconds or so when the song wears off. They grave KP though, and they're going to try to hang on to him a bit longer. They've got one more heal and a weave available. The heal coming out, Soul Rip, as well as the Dazzle heal, but a secondary scream into the trees. TP. No, he's going to turn with the barrage. KYXY says, where's the team?
He's healed again.
Where's the help? He gets nothing, and he ends up dying again while Nuts just rampages around the tier 2. KYXY has to be absolutely beside himself at this point.
And Fnatic, it's just not, they're completely misplaying everything. Like that was the sleep into the Impale. The Impale didn't even hit the Gyrocopter there. All they had to do was hit that Gyrocopter Impale. Yeah, he's getting Grave, but you needed the damage to get him down to 1 HP, then you just wait out the Grave and kill him, but he didn't take the damage. He was like still on 200 HP, just ran away, kited them back, and got completely back to safety with a few more heals. So Fnatic, this has just been a poor showing from them and very uncharacteristic because, I mean, this is the team that beat Secret, the only team to take a game off Secret so far. and just not playing their best Dota right now.
Not even close, but this is always the worry with Fnatic. They're not a very consistent team. And now Kimbo on a warding mission. No, that's not happening. MVP will not allow deep wards. Well, why is the Lion there by himself?
Yeah. Well, they know who was going to plant ward, whether they saw him plant it or not.
They actually tried to de-ward it. It looks like Sentry got planted around the same time. Might have been right before, but either way, doesn't quite
easy rush.
With this one, MVP maybe looking for high ground. And well, while we have a moment here to breathe, I guess the question is, what's the game plan for Fnatic? You are up against Spirit Breaker and a Yule's Lina. You can't really split push that easily.
Fnatic still have a very strong hero composition. The Centaur, Shadow Fiend, Queen of Pain just works really nicely. That team fight setup from a Naga Siren's scary. You've got great burst damage coming out of the line, so things can still work for them. They're going to find a freebie here.
The Tombstone is enough to keep March alive. They commit everything. They do get him. Trying to focus the Tombstone down. Mushi is. Is there any more backup coming? He correctly identifies there's not. He gets the Tombstone, and he keeps on moving forward.
Yeah. Tomb gets denied. Cheeky little play from Nuts, but...
All right, but with no Tomb up, they may push this.
Yeah, and it's Fnatic. It's all going to come down to just how they maneuver around the map. Make kind of defensive, kind of bait your teammates like they just did there with Mushi. They show him top, they sit behind him, use him as bait, and then they get a T1 tower.
Guess who's got the Yule Scepter? The 2-hero stun could come out. No, QO just goes with the immediate Laguna anyway, but it does cost his Undying his life as Ohio squirms into the trees. He's got a blink available 1 second, and he can TP out if he needs to. Oh, stun barely. It looked like it actually hit him, but somehow gets the blink off.
Just on the edge, I guess.
Well, he makes it out. Ohio has been hanging on to this game for his team 3-1-3, finding some decent openings. Seems like it's going to continue to be up to him to give his team space. And now he gets an item to help save his buddies. The Force Staff comes out. So often he's been the bulwark, just the stable player that doesn't make mistakes, who allows Fnatic to come back and to pull ahead when they're in a relatively close game.
Yeah, if they can get Mushi up to BKB on Shadow Fiend and continue to farm the Queen of Pain as well, it looks like a Yule Scepter is going to be the item choice for KYXY, which is kind of handy. If you get thrown up in the air by a Lina, you can Yules as you hit the ground to dodge the stun and maybe keep yourself alive against the combo, although it's always kind of some mind games. Lina may just like fake stun out of it and wait for you to use Yules yourself, but it's just a cheap, good, cost-effective item when you're this far behind. Queen of Pain struggling so much, 6th on net worth. KYXY, just a reminder, was the safe lane farmer for Fnatic.
Yeah, I guess we see the power of the Spirit Breaker Undying dual lane. Just there were a couple times where I popped the camera down bottom in the first couple minutes, and you'd see a Decay come out, 1 auto attack, and he blinks away, and he's lost like 1/3 of his health almost instantly. Just so difficult to fight against the zombie early on. Also the Yules, and probably even more importantly, really good against charge until a BKB is purchased, which March is going to have ways to go before he grabs.
Duo Shadow Blade through the mid lane, but gets seen by a Sentry ward, so this won't lead to too much, but...
And now he is working towards Eggs. That is the worry for Mushi. You get your BKB, but Duo able to dish out 675 pure damage right through it. That is a half Mushi's HP pool, and he actually opted for Yasha first. So he's going to delay that BKB a bit.
Go into the SMY. Some HP and stats out of this. Assuming he's not going for a Manta style, but never really know with Mushi. That goes for some slightly different item builds from time to time. QO.
There's the charge.
Yeah, gets
they're all rushing in. March is going to lead the way. They've got a call down available. QO commits. He doesn't get stunned because the charge ends up hitting Ohio when he blinked in, but QO grazed at the final hour. What a sick play from Themi! Saves him, and now they look for Mushi as well. A follow-up slave. He still has the Aegis, and he's going to survive through all this. KP now surging forward, back up at his side. They get the Yules off, stun at the ready. If they chain it right, and they will, it's the death of KYXY. 3 crushed. An MVP flexing as they move down mid. That was just so unfortunate for Ohio there.
Centaur, yeah, that's a tough one. Like, you think you've got the initiation, you blink into a charge. Oh, that's rough.
If he gets the blink stun, Lina dies before the grave comes out, and it's a very different fight.
Yeah, and even though Lina has an Aegis, maybe it's like more of a 50-50 fight, but that's kind of a 50-50 fight into an Aegis is what you want when you're in Fnatic's position, when you're behind this much. Like, you take those kind of like 2-for-2, 3-for-3 trades. Instead, it's a very one-sided fight in MVP's favor.
And that Lina Ags grows ever closer. BKB, I mean, still an option here for Mushi. He's bought the Ogre Club, hasn't committed to the Sanjin Yasha just yet, but even if he gets it, it's just the physical damage, not just from the Laguna, but even just from auto attacks. You've got the Shadow Blade and the Max Fiery Soul. Like, with a Dazzle Weave and a Medallion, you can dish out some serious deeps.
And March is, he can even theoretically become a slight threat as well as far as damage output. He will be going into an Ogre Club, so presumably a BKB himself, but he's got treads, drums, so he can attack with decent speed here. And
yeah, they don't have a counter for that BKB charge, aside from maybe Song, so nobody else can join the fight. But that's really it. Duo going deep. He's going to find KYXY. He doesn't bother with the Yule Scepter. He gets the kill instantly before Ohio can get there. Ohio quick on the draw, but not quite fast enough. And QO has a regen rune. This is Q to go in. Yule Scepter available. Charge on Ohio as well as a missile. That's going to keep him out of this fight some time while they continue to work on the tower. They drop the Tombstone. Now they have a mech available here as well, along with the Weave kicking in, so KP can happily tank this. Already 21 armor and rising. Tower dropping. And no glyph available at Fnatic. In danger here of losing a lane of Rex. And with that, may well be on their way to only tying the series 1-1. A team in desperate need of a 2-0 sweep, as is MVP. But they're just going to be happy if they can walk away with the point at this stage.
They had vision of Mushi bot the whole time, so they knew this was completely safe to keep on pushing. And I feel like maybe Mushi should have TP'd back earlier just to impose some fear in MVP. But that's a free melee Rax.
Oh, very well executed. Oh, the smoke back guts. They're going in. Maybe. MVP.
I like it.
They find off the bat, they find Mushi, who doesn't have a BKB. The solution for the combo side from the Ohio 4-step is still caught within the Laguna Blade, as well as the song. There's the song. Johnny says, let's reset. But what's the follow-up? They have a stun here. Requiem is a timed right. It's a very good Requiem with the Queen of Fate ultimate, but they grave March, the one guy who was very close to dying, and he went in with the ultimate. Brings down Mushi anyway. Ebby, what a magician. This guy has had at least 4 or 5 fight-changing, and at this point, game-winning graves. He goes from the GOAT when he first joined the team. I think, guys, you remember that Enigma game he had with like a total off game. Nobody would give him a break for it, but man, has he really bounced back over the past couple months and made the plays. Him and March really stepping up here. MVP, they take a game. And unfortunately, for the Southeast Asian Dota fans,